Did you know that you can overwinter your peppers? Now, you won't get them all and be expected to lose the odd one. That's the thing with gardening, really, I do notice. Or I find, like when you do cuttings or anything like that, we don't get disheartened when something goes wrong. But there's nothing wrong with trying, and that's the adventure, and that's what I enjoy. So I have not watered this for a good 3 or 4 weeks now. So I'm starting to actually force this into dormancy. Now we're at the start of November. We have had 2 frosts, not been very harsh. So this is still well and truly alive, but we're going to cut this down, save them peppers, and we're going to prep it to save and get it ready for overwintering. So let's go. So we want to cut this after the second split. So there's the first split where it's gone into 2 branches, and then up here with the second split there. So I'm going to cut this right back to maybe ½ an inch. So look at all of that there. These peppers are going into the house. I've got some peppers, I've got green tomatoes, and we're going to make a nice chutney with them. Hopefully it's raining tomorrow and they're giving an excuse to stay in the house. And this seems brutal. It really does. Because potentially you could try and take it in the house and put it on a windowsill and for it to continue to grow, which I have done with another. I've got these peppers and these are rocket fuel. They're too strong, if anything. If you know what they're called, tell me, because I can't remember right now. But I've got one of these growing on the windowsill, and these are just amazing to grow. They are the bonnets, Scotch bonnets. They just keep churning chillies out like there's no tomorrow. And me and my lad, we can only handle one of them in our if we have a pasta or something. Look at that, brutal, absolutely brutal and heartbreaking. First split, second split again. That is where a pepper was. Take that off. Now, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take this out of the pot, get rid of all of this spent compost, rinse it down, we'll put it in some new compost, and I'm just going to put it in the base of my greenhouse to just see how it does. Now, I have lots of cuttings in the base of my greenhouse, and it's all for the same reason. It's unheated. There's nothing else happening in the base of my greenhouse over winter, so I might as well fill it up with cuttings on pots because it stops the weeds growing, and they're nice little fun projects, aren't they? So look at that root ball. So I'm going to put this in the compost first. This is one of the handiest things to have in the greenhouse. It's so handy. It's brilliant for pricking out seedlings as well. And because there's minimal stems on there, there's minimal leaves on there, or no leaves, the plant can afford to lose some roots. We're going round. And not only is this just loosening this off, it means I'm going to put this under a hose, and because there isn't this seal of roots around the edge, it will rinse off and we'll be left with a very basic root structure. And there we go. Minimal soil on there now. We'll put this in some a smaller pot with some nice fresh compost and leave this in an unheated greenhouse. Now with a different one, I'm going to leave it in the conservatory, just as a little experiment for me. I like to see which things do better than others. Even though you read books, sometimes different things work for you. Whatever you read in the books and whatever you see on these videos, it doesn't mean it's the absolute, and it's nice to play. This is how we all learn. This is how growing and gardeners grow, by keep trying different methods out. And that's why I like gardening. It's fun. It's not black and white. We're not restricted that this is how we do it and that's it. So we've got a pot here, look. this just fits in, which is what I want, because it means I can just manage. I can manage it well. We don't want to let this stay too wet. We don't want to let it be too dry. It's a case of maybe watering it once a week or even once a fortnight, depending on the conditions, and that should be enough. And then as the daylight starts to get longer in January, you may start to see buds. You may start to see buds sooner, but go with it and just see how it does. So I'm putting this lovely fresh compost in. This is peat free. I won't add any feed to this compost. So compost from the shops, it isn't as good as your own homemade compost. It isn't as good or as nutrition packed as peat would be, which is why we tend to add food to compost these days. Well, this doesn't need food. We want it to stay dormant. I'll give this a water, and that will be ready to overlast the winter. And we'll just see how it goes. I can't guarantee this will live, but that's what I like. Happy gardening.